Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Choda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. I appreciate you being a viewer. I appreciate you being a subscriber. This right here is a little bit of information about me. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. Let's just jump right in. On your screen, you'll see a brand new article that was just published on Bloomberg, and the article reads, Biden seeks rapid help for millions with big stimulus at risk. Now, it's clear that individuals in travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality have been significantly impacted. No one wants to travel. No one actually wants to work out of their home area. People want to stay local, and people don't even want to venture out to work. That is just the nature of the environment we live in now. So, what President Biden is trying to do is pass several executive orders. In fact, I'm going to highlight 30 executive orders from President Biden, some of which will reverse the Trump policies, and other executive orders are brand new. But before that, let me point out that individuals in travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality are the ones who've been impacted the most. I also want to point out that several Republicans have said that the $1.9 trillion stimulus package from President Biden is a non starter. Although Roy Blunt, who's one of the prominent senators, said that some items in that package were starters. In other words, they would back that. So this is interesting. Brian Deese, who's the director of the White House National Economic Council, said this. You'll see his quote on your screen. These actions are not a substitute for comprehensive legislation, but will provide a critical lifeline to millions of families. And he said, our economy is at a very precarious moment, and it's one that requires decisive action. Basically, he's saying that we're doing these executive orders now, but much more needs to be done for those who need help the most. And proof is on this chart that you'll see on your screen right now. This is data from Bloomberg that is sourced off of the data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This represents a change in employment scenarios from February of 2020 all the way through December of 2020. And you'll see that some industries, specifically the ones at the bottom, entertainment and recreation, accommodation and food services, have been very, very badly impacted, whereas others have been impacted to a much lesser extent. You'll see them towards the top of this image right here. Financial activity, transportation, not so much. Retail, construction, not so much. But look at the ones at the bottom. Food services, we're talking restaurants, and entertainment and recreation have been decimated as a result of this pandemic. Now, let's take a look at the 30 executive actions that President Biden has taken in his first 3 days. In his first 3 days in office, he has issued 30 executive orders, presidential memoranda, and agency directives, primarily focused on the pandemic and undoing a lot of the things that Trump did. 10 of these executive actions directly reverse Trump policies. Let's take a look at this table on your screen from a CNN article on the 22nd of January. That is today. On the economy, there was an executive order that restores the collective bargaining power and worker protections for federal workers and lays the foundation for the $15 an hour minimum wage. Also today, there was an executive order calling for assistance for those who are struggling to buy food, missing out on unemployment checks, or are unemployed. Yesterday, there was a new executive order on speeding up the manufacturing and delivery of supplies for vaccines, testing, and PPE, that's personal protective equipment. Also yesterday, FEMA, which helps with hurricanes, was directed to expand reimbursement to states to fully cover the cost for National Guard personnel and emergency supplies. Also yesterday, there was an executive order to expand the pandemic testing board to expand the testing facilities across the country. So let's slowly scroll down here on this table, and you'll see all the executive orders, a total of 30 executive orders that were issued by President Biden in the first 3 days, of him assuming office, and some of them reversed what Trump had done. Take a look at this executive order on the pandemic, which stops the withdrawal from the World Health Organization, and Dr. Fauci will be the head of the delegation to the World Health Organization. Some super interesting stuff. America is rejoining the Paris Climate Accord, a process that will take 30 days. America cancels the Keystone XL pipeline and directs agencies to review and reverse more than 100 of Trump's actions on the environment, rescinding the Trump administration's 1776 commission directing agencies to review their actions to ensure that there is racial equity. It requires non-citizens to be included in the census and apportionment of congressional representatives. Very interesting stuff. And also 3 executive orders on immigration, reversing the Trump ban on U.S. entry for passport holders from 7 Muslim majority countries, undoing Trump's expansion of immigration enforcement within the United States, and halting construction of the border wall by terminating the national emergency declaration used to fund it. Also, one more, directing the OMB director to develop recommendations to modernize the review process and undo the regulatory approval process. So, pretty interesting stuff. Lot of changes as a result of the executive orders from Biden. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. You'll get a link to the CNN article as well as a Bloomberg article in the description section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda with Ignition Time. I want you to know that you are greatly appreciated. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn a little bit more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. For me, it's not about the red or the blue. It's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm American. We are all Americans first. I want you to know that I work very hard on this channel because I want to give you the latest information about the country that in turn impacts the economy, the day-to-day functioning of the country, and then by extension, your money. I encourage you to get on our SMS list, get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000, that's 70000, and you'll get added to our SMS alerts list moving forward. You can opt out of the SMS list at any point in time that you want. We'll send you breaking news and alerts on your cell phone, and you can opt out of them at any time you want. Also, please get on our email list. To get on our email list, simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts. We look forward to having you as part of our growing community. Now, you can also follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. You can also, if you like, follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. The unique thing about Twitter, and you'll see my Twitter page on your screen right now. The unique thing about Twitter is you'll see what I'm reading. I retweet in real time. You'll be able to essentially follow along with me. So I encourage you to follow me on Twitter because our Twitter community is growing very, very rapidly. Speaking of community, I encourage you to comment below and become a part of our growing community. One of the things I'm proud about is the fact that our community is intelligent, bipartisan, respectful, and our community is growing very, very rapidly. So I invite you to join our community. I think you'll love it. Also, please share this video with just 2 friends or family members. Share this video with 2 friends or family members, and that tells the YouTube algorithm that you found the content helpful. I would appreciate that. You'll find the links to all of our resources in the description section below. And one final thing, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I would really appreciate that. That does help out the YouTube algorithm. Look, folks, I've been covering a lot of different types of information. So I cover stimulus information where I talk about lots of money. I've been covering politics where I talk about everything that went on with Trump, everything that's now going on with President Biden, everything that's going on between Speaker Pelosi, everything that's going on between the Senate Minority Leader, Mitch McConnell, and the new Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, and the new balance of power in the United States, which is that the Democrats having control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. But they need to work, and they should work with the Republicans, because the best decisions come about when both sides work together. I'm hoping that every day can be a party atmosphere and we can be dancing together. Now, those were my dancing skills. No, but seriously, I want to make sure that you have the right information to manage your money. And then I want to give you the right information as far as politics is going on. As far as all these players, President Biden, House Speaker Pelosi, the Senate Minority Leader, Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, what all of these individuals are doing and the impact that it has on the economy, which by extension has an impact on your money. So I'm covering all this in detail and trying to bring you the information so it's easy for you to understand. So please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I would really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time.